Hi friends, welcome back to the house for another drink. If this is your first time to our channel, I'm Dana.
I'm Art.
And we are back in Kentucky? Or is this Louisiana? I'm confused.
Just slightly. Just slightly. So if you happen to catch our Queen City Maker's Mark private selection episode that we did a few weeks back, we covered kind of these are unknown of where exactly they are located at, but we kind of set a goal, at least I set a goal for myself, that wherever I'm traveling to out of state, I want to try to find another private selection. And I happened to go down to Louisiana to visit my son, who is proudly serving in the U.S. Air Force. And while I'm down there, I had a little extra time to hit up the local liquor stores to see what they have that we don't here in Ohio.
That is my favorite part of travel.
It's becoming mine now too. You are such a bad influence.
Oh,
goodness.
Really?
But I found two that I really wanted to bring back, and this one is one of those two, and this is the Maker's Mark Private Selection Louisiana I Prefer Ginger.
Well, I certainly do.
And of course, with me being a redhead, first I got a good laugh out of it. Then I was like, yeah, it was meant to be. I have to take you home. And
I was warned. He didn't just show up with a random ginger.
Yeah, that would be odd. That would be really odd and awkward. Really. So this episode is going to be talking about this particular bottle, what makes this one different than Queen City, and then we'll see where else we end up going with it. I have no idea why they call this I Prefer Ginger. Now, the participants in this special barrel program, they get their say in 10 finishing staves. Queen City for Ohio makes sense because that's Cincinnati. I have no idea why I prefer ginger. I couldn't find anything online about it. There's not even pictures of the bottle that exist out there. So if you're watching this and you happen to know why they named it.
Yeah, why did Louisiana name their private selection I Prefer Ginger?
Yeah, there's gotta be a reason. But I need to know, it would make sense if it was like a part of making this, but there's not. So I have no idea. Now, their mix is actually a little bit different than Queen City for their staves. They went with 5 seared French cuvee and 5 Maker's Mark 46.
So any ginger in any of that?
No. That's what I thought that maybe it would be, but nothing at all. So tell us about those particular staves, and what are we looking for here?
So if you recall our previous video, there's, what is it, 1,000 or 10,000?
Yeah, there's over 1,000, 1,001 combinations.
Different combinations of these 10 staves that you can concoct. So this is just another one of them. The seared French cuvee is a French oak stave, so not white American oak, but French oak. And it's cooked with infrared heat and is designed to impart notes of oak and caramel into the bourbon.
So typical. I mean, that's
what we would really want out of our seared oak. And the Maker's Mark 46 staves are more traditional in that they're really the staves that started part of this entire experimental process of private selection, and how can we take Maker's Mark and make it even better than what it already is. So the 46 staves are designed to deliver notes of dried fruit and vanilla and spice. So it's got to be the spice delivering the ginger, but I don't think it's that kind of spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. But I love the higher number of staves for each of those.
We should be able to get a solid taste difference between the Queen City.
Yes. Which, are we going to do a side-by-side?
I think we should.
I think we should. Yeah. And just to call out the differences of the staves for the Queen City, what did they go with?
Queen City has 2 baked American Pure, 3 seared French Cuvée, 4 Maker's 46, and 1 roasted French Mocha.
So they tried to mix it up almost as much as they possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last episode, Matt and Rose from the Whiskey Nerd channel, they actually commented, they were kind enough to watch the video and suggest, hey, it would be really interesting to see how these taste side by side. So first, thanks for watching the episodes, Matt and Rose. We definitely enjoy your channel and the spirits that you bring out for all of us to watch and hopefully enjoy. And we figured, all right, we're going to do this, and I'm going to Texas next week. Let's see if the Lone Star State has one of these that I can bring home, and we'll keep kind of adding and doing side-by-sides either until we're on our side on the floor.
That shouldn't take long. These are very high in proof.
Yeah, speaking of that, where is this one coming in at?
111.4.
Woo! Yeah!
That's only 0.2 more than Queen City.
That's a big point too. When you get up to that high.
Oh, no, it's not.
I'm going to say that it is. All right. And as far as date for this one?
January.
Of?
Any particular year, just January. January of 2021.
Okay. All right, you ready to get into this one?
Sure.
I know, I'm very eager. I've been watching this one just sit anxiously awaiting to give it a shot and see how it is.
You saying I'm the one with all the patience?
No, I've been patient. I have not opened this up to this point.
One of these is not like the other.
Oh, goodness. I clearly blocked the glass there when I was pouring. Woo. Yeah. Yeah, we may have to adjust fire on this one if I'm going to have to do a sampling of that one as well.
Oh.
Oh, this is nice. So I definitely get the oak and the caramel.
It smells like a really, really fine bourbon to me. So absolutely with the oak and the caramel. I'm getting a little bit of that vanilla.
Okay, I can get that. It smells very nice.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. That's got a good hug at the end.
Maybe you just took a big swig.
No, that's a good hug. I think that's that 0.2%.
What I was going to say is I think this has a sweetness to it.
It has a sweetness to it.
It has a sweetness to it. It tastes I think I'm picking up on some of that extra caramel note.
Yes. Definitely the caramel. It is smooth. I've had sweeter, but it's a nice, flavorful.
For not having a port or sherry finish, I think this is amazingly sweet for a bourbon.
It is actually really nice.
It is.
I mean, the more I'm enjoying it, the hug is getting smaller.
That's that point too.
That is that point too.
All right, dear, you're gonna have to reach back and get a glass.
But it's really tasty.
Did you get us a glass?
Yes. All right.
Let's see how well I control my pours.
Oh, that looks a tad heavy there.
The small glass.
Whatever.
Well, then I'll take the heavy one since you gypped me out of it. You just wanted to save that ginger for yourself.
That's amazing. This has such a lighter smell.
Very different smells. Very different nose profile.
Wow.
This almost, to me, smells flowery, almost.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. Definitely very light, very floral. Oh, I did not expect that at all.
I expected different. I didn't expect it to be so vastly different.
You know, in my mind, I think that what I'm expecting there to be different sometimes, it's like, yeah, they taste almost exactly the same. Or they smell almost exactly the same. They got me. But there is a clear difference between these two.
Now, the Baked American Pure that our Queen City has 2 staves of delivers notes of light sweet honey and vanilla with a soft oak finish. I think that change in stave profile from one that's a little darker like that seared French cuvee to that baked American Pure changes the profile that drastically.
It's possible. So I'm very curious now if I find one that has almost an even spread across the staves, if this is kind of what you're going to expect. But when it's very heavy in 2, then that's really what it's going to come down to. Or very heavy in between 3 of them.
Well, let's give it a taste.
Yeah. Hug is a lot smaller, and it has a lighter
It absolutely a
flavor
lighter
as well.
profile.
Yeah.
I feel like I can pick up on that honey a lot more.
When I drink them side by side, yes. By itself, I couldn't.
Yeah.
No.
Not by itself. But that's incredible for the side by side.
My mind is blown. Well, I am really eager to try some different ones now. Price point for these are pretty much the same no matter where you go. They're about $75. And it seems like you can really only get them in your state. You're not going to be able to get this like Queen City somewhere else.
Right.
Can't get Louisiana somewhere else.
But there are other finishes that Maker's Mark puts together. Oh, there's that point too.
Yeah.
That Maker's Mark puts together that I have seen side by side. 3 or 4 different private selection flavors side by side in the store.
But it's not this barrel program, though.
I don't think it's any particular barrel program other than that which Maker's Mark has decided to put out themselves.
Yeah. I think this was a special one.
I agree.
I don't know what the requirements are to be a participant in it between the states or the entities, but and there's just not a whole lot online to be able to tell us. So if you have more insight, or if you happen to be a purchaser of Maker's Mark in your own state, wherever you're watching this from, and you see them set up for this, let us know where it is, what it's called, and I want to kind of add a list.
You know, we could always just drive down to Loretto.
Loretto?
Mm-hmm. Kentucky. Home of Maker's Mark.
Well, yes, but that's not what I'm looking to do. I want to find these bottles that aren't easily accessible across the country.
More small club, more
to that state.
Right.
That's what drives the interest. That's what drives, I won't say rarity, but it almost is, because you can't get them everywhere. And hopefully, as we continue to build our selection of these and share them with each of you, if you happen to reside in that state and you like Maker's Mark, or you like the profile and how these are finished, then you'll go out and you'll seek it as well. But I'm excited for the next one. These are two fantastic spirits that are so far apart from each other.
I'm so blown away at how different they are.
Yeah. All right, you ready to finish the rest of our pours?
That and maybe a nap.
An appetizer.
An appetizer before bed.
Well, on that note, we will spare you watching us enjoy the rest of the pours. So, thank you once again for joining us for another episode, another drink. We certainly appreciate you stopping by. And please, if you enjoy these episodes, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. It certainly helps spread these to others that are also into the same passions.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, or that too. That too. But until next week, stay safe, take care. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know which one I like better.
I don't know either.